Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another video here on Play on GAA with me, Seamus Brady, and Luke Payton. And this one, we are going to talk about the non-event of a Munster Final for 2022. Kerry-1-28, Limerick 8 points. A Kerry side without David Clifford, by the way. I mean, Luke, what do you even make about this? 128 to 8 points. Limerick, had some good moments. Cian Sheehan hit 3 points from wing back. Ian Corbett hit a nice score. We basically took on the whole Kerry team by himself. Josh Ryan boomed over a free from the sideline. But the one thing that I noticed when you're talking about a massacre is on the highlights of the match on the Sunday game, every time that it moved into the next phase of play, Kerry's score had jumped up by about 5 or 6 points every single time that it moved into the next highlight or the next phase of play. Like, Kerry just blitzed Limerick. We knew that they would, but my God, like, what even is this? Can you call this a final?
Yeah, look, I think that was the fear a little bit when Limerick have had a great campaign so far as well. They've got themselves promoted up to playing championship. They've avoided the Tailteann Cup route, and that they're up playing with the big boys as well. They had a great league. They've done well to get to a Munster final as well. But they always knew that this day was going to come and that they would have to play Kerry eventually. And look, Jesus, it was a fair old battering in the end. And look, without Clifford as well. Look, I think as well the fact that Kerry only kind of spared them in the end by only hitting one goal as well, where there was a fair few chances at the end, kind of as the game went on, where like the likes of Sean O'Shea just started hand passing points as well, and that it could have been even uglier, I think, as well. So yeah, look, it wasn't much of a contest now, to be honest, really, and the game was over fairly quickly. But look, Kerry can only beat who they're faced with at the moment, and the reality for Kerry at the moment is that, look, there's no team really in Munster that are probably within 15 points of them right now, and look, that's just the way it is, and they're just going to have to face that until teams improve. They're going to be walking through Munster, and they're not going to face much of a test until an All-Ireland quarter-final right now. But look, they knew what they had to do. They had to win 3 games, come into it to win a Munster. They've done that, and they go forward as well. And look, they'll be hoping, I think, for a good quarter-final, a good team in the quarter-final in order to test themselves nice and quickly. And because that game against Dublin is kind of looming large in the semi-final going forward. So, yeah, look, job done for Kerry. And, yeah, I suppose their conditioning just seems to be far better. You look at the pace, the likes of Thomas Sullivan, Gavin White as well. They just look kind of a different level to the Limerick lads right now. And yeah, look, the job done for Kerry.
Yeah, and you made a very good point there when you talk about the quarterfinal. Say the Kerry get a team that are nowhere near their level in the quarterfinal stage. Do you think that will be a real thorn in their side going into the Dublin game, a real lack of competition?
Yeah, look, it's hard to know. I know that like they've been playing, they'll be playing the challenge games and stuff. I know they faced Roscommon there recently in the challenge game in the build up to the final. That's where Clifford picked up the injury as well. They will get to play some good sides in those games, but it's just when it comes to championship, I do think they'll probably need one really, really good game. But you can say the same for Dublin, in that if Dublin don't get a test in the quarterfinals, you can arguably have the same argument for them too as well. And it might come down to, look, if the A versus B games, if the competition is really good in them, that might be good enough as well. So yeah, hard to know really. And look, we'll just have to see who the two teams get.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's a good point that you made there about we'll have to see who the two teams get in the quarterfinal, because that could be all the difference between the two sides. I mean, there's a lot of good teams that could come out of this, but yeah, I didn't learn anything about Kerry from this game. Limerick, knew that they were going to take a beating before they even came up. Yeah, but for some reason we persist with these provincial championships, even though they are gone. The Ulster Championship and Connacht Championship really are the only two that keep it alive. Connacht, even you can argue about that. I mean, Leitrim and Sligo aren't going to win that for a long time. Even in Ulster, the likes of Antrim, and they're not going to win it. So, I mean, it is what it is. We're going to keep it here, and we've had this debate for years. But a result like this certainly puts it into perspective. Munster final, by the way, finishing 128 to 8 points. And a game where Kerry really took mercy, and they were without probably the best forward in the country. But that's what it is. Guys, that is the video here on Play on GA. We hope you enjoyed. Until the next one, guys, take care.